Well, today it is January 6th, I believe, 2015. I'm in the shop here today, working on the old 5. Got the shop furnace running there for me. I've been in here for a little while now. There's a thermometer there if you can read it. It's just above 20 degrees, that stinking belt. It's just above 20 degrees. It was 0 in here when I came in here this morning at about 8:30. So, no, I've been doing a little bit of work on the 5 here. I gotta turn the radio down.
That's the blend of tea they like.
I forget that every time. Been doing some work on the 5. Haven't done an update video in quite a while. Like I said, I got the whole hood open. First thing I had to do was I went and repainted the base in here because the battery corroded and the corrosion got down into the base there and started eating it away, and it was starting to not look so hot. So I took after it with the steel brush, got it steel brushed, and then my battery cables, my ground cable was loose. And I couldn't get the old cable end to tighten, and I was in the process of taking it off, and the end on here on the old cable busted off. So I just took the whole thing out and threw it away, and took the battery cable, both ends, and I shined them up with a steel brush, and then I took and got a new coupler. He's right up there. Here's my darn cat. Up here, hanging in the wall. We got extra battery cables, and there's some couplers right there, terminal wire ends. So I had the terminal ends, and I put a new one on there. Took this end off and shined that cable up too. Funny thing is, this battery was made in like 07. Yeah, made in October of 07, and it's still running good and strong today. No, I had to take it all apart. I took the end off here. I was going to get all new cables, but I realized that the cables aren't cracked. They just needed a little bit of shining up, and my grandpa is really good at shining up battery cables. Well, shining up the ends and stuff. Every year on the big tractors, he takes them off and cleans them, and he uses a baking powder or baking soda and grease mix, and he puts them on the terminals. He makes a heck of a mess when you got to take the terminals off. Got to take the clamps off, but no, we got it. I put them in there. I didn't do anything special with it because it usually isn't outside to wear in the elements, anyways. So I did that, and then I decided to take the rest. I took this part of the hood off because I was going to work and figure out this gas gauge. My gauge works. It doesn't show the correct amount that's in there, but it does bounce between full and empty, but it doesn't correctly tell me what's in there, and I gotta figure that out. When I first got it, the tack worked great, and the blasted cable, about 2 days after I had it, I was running it, and the cable snapped. I thought it was something, I thought the tack went to foots on me. And I pulled the cable out and looked, and it was the cable. Called up my local international dealer, and sure enough, they had one. So I went and picked that up, and then a couple months later, actually a couple months ago, I went and put a new distributor cap, put new points, and a new solenoid in there, the condenser, and I was trying to get it to start, and it would not start. The condenser that I purchased was a flop, and yeah, I couldn't get it to fire. I put the old condenser back in it, and it ran just fine. So it's got the old condenser with a new set of points and the new distributor cap because it was running pretty poor. I don't know if there's any really way to tune them up, make it run a little more even. It kind of runs odd. I don't know for certain, but did that, and I cleaned my spark plugs, and TA works great. My hydraulic unit, I actually had this tractor on my 5/16 International plow. It's with the quick mount, the quick attach. I come across on an auction the ears, the hookups, you stick them in here, and they got a hook. They got a U-hook in them, with a bar, and you back and lift up the implement, and it slides into the piece, and it locks them ears into the knuckles. And then the prior owner went and put this nice little piece on here. So, and that's set for category 1s, which them big hooks are category 2s. So I have some knuckles and some spacers for it. And otherwise I can run category 1 and category 2. The only thing is the category 2s I cannot use the center link if I were to have to. But the only thing I run on the category 2 is my plow, which is a semi-mount, so it doesn't really matter. Let's see what else have I worked on with it. I took out the temp gauge. My temp gauge didn't work anymore. I pulled it open, pulled the hood up, took the hood off, and figured out that it busted halfway down the cable. So I have a cable sitting at my local international dealer right now. But otherwise, flipped the key on, and I've got battery, and I've got lights. My dash light, even the light on the dash even works, by golly. I got a headlight, and I got my tail light. I got that red lights on. Now there's the main tail light. It's got a red light in there. I gotta fix that. But no, that works, and it even has a horn, surprisingly enough. And then my two hydraulics, and then my 3-point, or my lift, which is really nice for this tractor because I can run bar mower, and I can run the V-rake with it, which is, I really enjoy that. I run the big V-rake, and then with the TA in here, it makes the life a lot easier. The only problem with running this open tractor right now, this time of year, up here in South Dakota, yesterday it snowed, and this morning the wind chill was 30 below. See, it snowed outside. Dad's scooping the yard out. He was. I don't know where he went. But, there he is. But, this is the main place here. We've got quite a bit of snow. We've had quite a bit of snow. We had a white winter, a white Christmas, so that was pretty good. But anyways, back to the tractor. My grill, I gotta order the IH. The original one was gone when I bought it, but the screws that hold the emblem to it were set back in here, wedged behind. So when I took this off, they actually fell right off with it, and I was pretty lucky with that. But the one thing I learned about these 560s, and 460s for that matter, is there is a lot of pieces to the hood. If I counted right yesterday, and I don't know if I'm right, don't quote me on this, but I think there was about 13 pieces of hood just for this tractor, counting the little white section here. Well, that would be hood / dash, I guess, but you got the two white strips on the hood, and then you got the 2 top panels up here, and then the bar that runs from the front here to just in front of the gas gauge. And then you got the big section, and then you got the 2 little number sections on here, and then the front and the grill. Which is, to my surprise, it's really interesting how International put the radiator all the way back there in these tractors. I was surprised that they put them all the way back there. That and the engines, well, the engines, there's a lot of space in there. I've never been underneath this tractor. I've not even had it a year. But I haven't had it a year, but it's surely surprising to me how these operate and how this tractor's got a lot of goose. I like this tractor. And then another thing that surprised me is the radiator. It's tall, but it's not wide. An M's radiator is humongous. But I guess I don't know when they switched that. I'm guessing they did that like the 400s, because I believe maybe not in the 400s yet, but when they started running the drive shaft or the steering shaft down the other side. But no, otherwise I've been working on it. My the old cable piece is still sitting in here for the temp gauge. I gotta put that in. Got this nice little spring deal on here. When the manifold heats up, that sucker coils up. Yes, it's just a heat. I don't know, just to tell you how hot the doggone thing is. But I've never had any other issues. Never had really any issues with it. The one nice thing I noticed on this tractor is the tightening system up here for the belt. It's unlike an M or an H. It's not the water pump. This isn't the water pump to where, like on the M and the H, it is. And getting that belt on and off is a blasted pain in the butt. But I guess because the water pump sits down in here, right here actually, right there, that runs off the generator and runs down off the crankshaft. Well, it runs off the generator and the water pump run off the crankshaft, and the fan is on a separate belt. So, which is really nice because changing belts on my M and H or my M and my MD are a real chore. You got to take almost all the hood off, and you got to take the whole hood off and crawl in there upside down in any other direction you can get into. And then when you got the adjusters that don't want to adjust right because they're stuck, you don't want to pound on them because you break them, then you got problems. So no, and then I went and cleaned out my oil bath yesterday. I went and left it soaking gasoline when I went home. The bowl, and there's a silver steel piece in the bowl. I let them soak in gasoline yesterday when I went home for dinner, and came back about an hour and a half later and cleaned them out and got it ready to go. And then packed my wheel bearings, take my front wheels off. I got a bucket. We change grease every season, and in the summer and the fall, or the summer and the winter, we got summer grease and winter grease. This one I packed full of summer grease because it's South Dakota. Yeah, it's cold, but I use the tractor more in the summer months anyways. That, and I got the furnace, like I said, I got the furnace to keep the heat, the grease. Put the bucket on the bench my grandpa built next to the furnace, and it heated it up good, and the grease actually wasn't that cold. It was quite nice to work with it, because I had it sitting in here. I had the grease sitting in here since when I started the furnace yesterday. The only bad thing is it's a wood burning furnace, and it's a pain. It's cold when it's cold outside. It's cold in here. It's never good. Right now I just shedded my coat here, and I've had the furnace running for maybe well, let's see, I had it started about 8:30, almost 2 hours now. So, and it's just starting to get good and warm in here. So, but other than that, yep, I've just been working on the 5, and the next project I want to work on is my I got my corn picking wagon. I want to get in here and paint. But otherwise, it's kind of what I'm doing. It's just kind of a slow time of the year, just for a little odds and ends. I mean, the tractor's not in high demand and use. It doesn't have a loader, so I don't need to push snow. My loader tractor is over at my other place, at my house. I got over at the other place. I got to feed the cows over there. So, other than that, it's a pretty impressive machine. I can't fathom the amount of time it took to go into building something like this, go into designing it at that. But I guess they were pretty smart back in the day. So with that saying, I will make another video later. Oh, here's my pipe I made. I made a flexible pipe that runs down over to the window, and the window is actually slanted inward a little ways, so the exhaust goes out the top of the window instead of gassing up the shop, so I can run tractors in here, which is quite nice. But other than that, I'll keep you updated. I'll try to post more videos more often. I've been kind of sloughing on that with school. So other than that, there you go.